What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to my beautiful subscribers and viewers. Today we have a very special video. It's one of my favorite YouTubers, and we're gonna react to his video because it's about Russia, of course. So this video is huge protest in Russia won't tell you about. So Russia won't tell us about this. Why not? So this is from the guy, I can't pronounce his name, Vuk or something like that. He's a Russian YouTuber. Go down in the link down below. Check him out. He's definitely my favorite. So yeah, I wish to meet him when I come to Russia, of course, but it is what it is, man. He's famous, whatever, man. It's all good. Never mind. But yeah, anyway, let's react to this video and see what Russia hides, man. Let's go.
Hello Blazers, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian. How you guys doing today? Welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about some huge protests going on currently in Russia that Russia will not tell you about. What we're going to be discussing today is actually unprecedented in Russia, and it's like a complete anomaly, something that's never been seen before. You see, currently in Russia, for the past over 10 days, almost 2 weeks, in a pretty major city of Khabarovsk, which has almost 600,000 residents, there's been anti-government, anti-Putin protests going on, which have not been actually stopped by any law enforcement, and basically almost nobody has been arrested because the police is actually on the side of the protesters. What? Which is insane, because I don't know if you guys know.
Let me pause here. So basically the police is not doing anything about it because they're like, hey, yeah, they got something right. Let's go with them. That's crazy, man. Wow. Let's go.
But usually in Russia, when a protest or a demonstration is organized, meaning an anti-government or anti-Putin protest, usually immediately OMON, which is the Russian SWAT, basically arrives, and they just arrest everybody and beat the shit out of everybody because, you know, Russia is just a country that has no human rights, I guess. And usually hundreds, if not thousands, are arrested. Well, this time it's different because this time it is so based, it is so peaceful that the Russian government actually sending in police and SWAT teams, essentially, from other regions of the country to try to stop the demonstrations. Now, the reason why this video is said...
Let me pause here. That's something that they can learn in America. Peaceful protest, not destroying everything. Get your point across and don't destroy the infrastructure of your country. That's the most dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, man. That's stupid when people, they do that. Because, like, wait, you want change, but you destroy your country? What? Like, it's just stupid to me, man. But, man, I like this. Let's go.
Says that Russia won't really tell you about is because on Russian TV, once again, just like with every other anti-governmental and anti-Putin protest, if you open up any Russian news network on TV and if you try to look at the current events and what's going on in Khabarovsk, you will not really find anything because, you know, according to the Russian TV, there are never any anti-governmental and anti-Putin protests in Russia. Those don't exist. Everybody loves it. In fact, guys, if you remember some of my previous videos, if you remember this legend that I called the Russian Alex Jones, Vladimir Solovyov, he described the people attending the protest as a bunch of unwashed drunk peasants, essentially.
Почему федеральные каналы не показывают митинги на ТВ? А зачем? А почему их должны показывать? Весь этот, всю эту пьяную погонь по ночам.
Oh, and also, guys, by the way, recently a member of Alexei Navalny's team, who actually was reporting on all these events live and making a ton of videos about it, he got mysteriously jumped by 3 unknown men in front of the entrance to his apartment building where he lives. So, you know, let's pray that the same doesn't happen to me. But, you know, like hundreds of people wanted me to make this video, so I'm doing it. Okay, so let's talk about this. What is going on in the city of Khabarovsk? Why are thousands of people, tens of thousands of people going outside and protesting and marching down the streets? What is the context? Why is this going on, and what is the overall political situation in the Khabarovsk region?
Let me pause here. So it's kind of fucked up how to see the world right now, right? There's so many protests. There's so many, like, people are beginning to wake up and want change, and that's a beautiful thing. But just be aware that the government is not gonna do like, okay, we're gonna change everything. They're not. They're gonna try to suppress it like China. They're gonna try to do everything they can to stop it, of course, because their regime is the best and their regime is everything. So they're trying to make sure that people, they don't get out to the Western world into all this, because the Western world will definitely support them. No problem about that. But that's crazy. Let's go.
What happened is that on the 10th of July, the governor of the Khabarovsk region, Sergei Furgal, was arrested. Furgal has been the governor of the Khabarovsk region, Khabarovsk Krai, for almost 2 years, and the reason he was arrested is that apparently the Kremlin found some connections or some evidence due to the fact that he was involved with some sort of hired hitman operation back in 2005, so 15 years ago, and essentially the Russian government is trying to jail Sergei Furgal for killing a business associate associate or, hiring a hitman to kill a business associate 15 years ago.
Wow.
Now, I'm not here to discuss whether he's guilty or not, because that actually doesn't really matter in the context of what we're talking about today. Here's the thing. The main governing party of Russia, essentially the party that runs Russia, because Russia is practically almost a one-party state, only one party matters in Russia, and that is the party called Единая Россия, or United Russia. And the thing is that United Russia is so powerful that they basically don't let anybody from any other party run any sort of region. Pretty much any region of Russia you look up and you look for the governor, for the mayor of certain huge cities, it's always going to be a member of United Russia. It's never someone else. Well, here's the issue. Sergei Furgal, the governor of the Khabarovsk region, was not from United Russia. He's actually a member of LDPR, or the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia. Now, this may sound like this is an oppositional party or something and they're based, but they're really not. De jure, I mean, yeah, they are an oppositional party, but de facto, they're just a party that is controlled by United Russia. It's like a fake oppositional party, essentially. And this party usually doesn't actually object to United Russia in any way, and it's not a real political competitor to the United Russia. It's just there to make it seem like this country is democratic, essentially. And Sergei Furgal himself, essentially, was not much of an oppositional person. He's never said anything like against Putin or against United Russia out loud. He's not like a super oppositional guy or anything. However, the problem here is that the United Russia party wants to control and own the entirety of Russia, but the Khabarovsk region is an exception because the governor there has won the election against the candidates of the United Russia, and also the city Duma, the city parliament essentially, also almost has nobody from United Russia in it. It's mainly almost a Liberal Democratic Party of Russia kind of region. And the thing is that the region of Khabarovsk, for some reason, is a very, very oppositional region. And the people of Khabarovsk literally on every single election vote the fuck out of United Russia. United Russia gets wrecked on every single election there, which really, really annoys Putin.
Let me pause here, man. So, to show that you have democracy in your country, you need to put up like a dummy party, right? So that's a good thing to do, I guess, for them. But for the people, it's not really good because they can't really vote for anything because their vote doesn't really matter. And that's the problematic of this. And this is why I love this guy, because he really sets it out of the perspective of Russian propaganda and all this stuff. Now, there's a lot of Russian who's gonna disagree with me in the comments, and it's okay, never mind. You have your opinion, that's freedom of speech, it's called democracy, because if you don't speak your opinion, it's not democracy, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's a beautiful video, man. I really do like the way that he puts every single aspect in it, and he actually tell how it is. Like, he doesn't really hide anything. That's what I like about this guy, man. Let's go.
You guys know that recently on the 1st of July there's been an election in Russia, or a referendum for the new amendments to the constitution, the idea of which was basically to make Putin the president forever, right? And as you guys know, the results were that like 72% of Russians were for, the amendments to the constitution, stuff like that. Well, the thing is that the voter turnout in the Khabarovsk Krai was actually also extremely low. So essentially Furgal and his government did not really do much to make Putin look good in the Khabarovsk region. They did not really want to play by Putin's flute, I guess. And also, even though Furgal was not outspokenly oppositional, him being in power and being a member of a different party other than United Russia and actually doing some good has made it so that United Russia and Putin's ratings of approval in the Khabarovsk region are like the lowest across the entirety of Russia.
Let me pause here. I could just imagine if this guy is keep talking about this and he becomes famous and famous and famous, that some FBI or whatever they called in the KGB or whatever they called, they're gonna come in the window, they're gonna say, "Motherfucker, what's up? We gonna jail your ass because you talk to real life. We don't want that." I could imagine that, man, because, this guy's gonna get suppressed, I guess, but I really don't hope so because he's a great person. He's a really great person. Let's go.
Now, on top of all of that, Furgal, even though he's part of Putin's regime technically because he's in a party that is, fake opposition, he has been a little bit of an exception because he's actually made some really good changes to the Khabarovsk region and to the city of Khabarovsk. In particular, for example, he's done a lot to actually lower the corruption in the region. He's fired a lot of governmental workers that are just not needed, so he's lowered the amount of staff, and he's also lowered the salaries of governmental officials that are just ridiculous usually, and also even lowered his own salary and has done a lot for the finances within the region to be spread and used more efficiently and not just go into someone's pockets. So not only is this guy very popular within Khabarovsk and the region, he's also a big pain in the ass for Putin and the United Russia. And since he got arrested, it led many people to the conclusion that essentially this is just a way for Putin or United Russia to just get rid of him. And so tons of people marched on the streets of Khabarovsk without even really being organized, so everybody there is so based that they just decided, yeah, let's stand up for our own freedom and just get out
Exactly.
there. They're woke as fuck, dude. And so the protests have been going on
I love
for
this
over
guy, man.
10
I love
days
him.
now, and they're
woke
continuing
as fuck,
throughout
dude.
day and night. I mean, obviously people have jobs, so people leave, then come back. Some people are just out there protesting like 24/7. I mean, it's crazy. And the most astonishing thing is that the police at the protest are barely arresting anybody. This is like the most free and liberal demonstration ever in the history of Russia. And guys, yet again, on the Russian TV, you can barely hear about these protests. I mean, they either not mention them completely or they undermine their sheer scale.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, like 2 people came out, nobody cares.
Why there's
A bunch of
30,
drunks
40,000,
went out in the street
man.
of Khabarovsk, whatever. It just amazes
crazy.
me, the absolute disregard for the people that actually want a fair and democratic country and fair and democratic elections, and that want to get rid of corruption and just want to have a leader, a governor of their region, of their city that they could trust. The absolute disregard for these people and hatred for these people in the Russian state media is just insane to me. All the people that went out on the streets of Khabarovsk are good, hard-working people that care about their city.
Let me pause here. So many Russian people are hardworking. Like, Russian people are some of the hardworking people. You know what I mean? They really had a lot of history, but you have to understand that why are you not listening to these people? Like, why are you trying to oppress them? In the history of Russia, there's been so much death. There's been so much destruction. Like, don't you want a free country? Don't you want people to be able to speak their mind? Your fellow Slavs, your fellow Russian people. Like, it's just mind-blowing to me that they keep oppressing people like this. Nobody wants to be oppressed. Nobody. That's messed up, man. Let's go.
Care about the region. That's all it is. And basically what people are just demanding is that even if Furgal is actually guilty of the crime he's been accused of, he should be trialed in an open court that could be seen by everybody in Khabarovsk. Not in some closed trial that is not accessible by anybody, because that's what's going on right now in Moscow. They want a fair and good trial, and they just want to make sure that this is not a politically charged arrest. That it's not just a political move, which it seems like it is. Because Furgal actually was a member of the Russian State Duma. He's been a Russian governmental official for a very long time, so it's very, very suspicious that it's only now that the Russian government actually started, talking about this case of him like killing somebody 15 years ago. And somehow for the rest of his political career, nobody cared. But once he actually became
Putin
big,
killed a lot of
that's
people
when they
too, I
decided to
guarantee
care,
you,
and
man.
that's when they decided to arrest him. Now here's the thing, this story gets even worse and even more convoluted, because obviously Furgal got arrested and he's the governor of the Khabarovsk region, so when he is on the trial, obviously the region needs a new governor. And what happened is that Moscow assigned a new acting governor of the Khabarovsk region, Mikhail Degtyaryov. Now, not only is this guy not even slightly connected to the city of Khabarovsk, he never even lived in the city of Khabarovsk. He's not a governmental official from Khabarovsk. He's from Moscow, and he was just sent there to govern the entire region. Now, here's the thing. This Mikhail Degtyaryov guy is also a member of the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, so he's not even a member of United Russia. And the idea here is that the Moscow and Putin was like, I guess, yeah, we arrested your governor that you liked very much, but guess what? We have a new one as a replacement, and he's actually from the same party. He's not even from United Russia. Check that out, guys. He's not like a shell or something.
Definitely
but the thing is that it doesn't really work like that. I mean, when it comes to politics, right, you would expect that if a governor that, is a member of your party got jailed, you would try very hard to like fight for him if you were a leader of that party, right? You would oppose Putin, you would oppose United Russia, and you'd be like, hey, come on, that is not right, that was my guy. Well, no, that's not what's going on. The leader of the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, Vladimir Zhirinovsky, isn't really doing much to, help his buddy, Furgal.
What a homie.
And also just the fact that they sent the member of the same party to replace him, and everybody just hates him, I guess Moscow thought that sending a member of the same party to replace Furgal would be okay with the people there, but people actually went out and it started a second wave of protests now. Now the protests are not only for Furgal, for
Let me pause here. I hope Russia, they stand up for who they are. I hope the people they get to speak, I hope they go against all of this trauma shit, like this tyranny shit. It's unbelievable that it's still in the world, that it still works, but it is, it's good to suppress people. It's actually a very good working system, you know what I mean? For the power in people, for the people in power. But not for the small people, the low people, the poor people. It's not really good for that. And this guy, he always talk about he live in a ghetto area where there's a lot of slum people and everything. And it's just crazy, man. He's a good guy. Go check him out, man. But it's so true. Let's go.
be freed, you know, free my guy. But they're also anti-Mikhail Degtярев, who is the new acting governor of the Khabarovsk region. But he's actually from the same party. And like the fact that he agreed to this and that, you know, he's replacing the guy who's been wrongly, maybe wrongly arrested and is kind of playing into the entire thing. You know, it shows that there's a lot of infighting in the party. So don't think of it as like if they're members of the same party, they're all like the same and they're all opposing Putin or whatever. No, that's not what that means. This shows exactly how he was like a sort of a good member of that party, and he, you know, everybody loved him in the city. But as soon as somebody from the same party comes in and replaces him for, you know, for such an unjust reason, people get very, very mad. So yeah, basically, again, all of these protests.
Let me pause here. So when you are a political party and you sit on the government or the governor, whatever, you have to build a relationship with the people, and he actually did that. So of course people, they fucked up because he's gone, because he got some hitman, whatever it is. Like, he's a good guy, and people, they have like a moral to him. They really like him. They really appreciate him. They appreciate him the way that he does it. And this guy actually lowered down the salary of corruption. He lowered down his own salary. Now, when you lower down your own salary, it means that you are not greedy and you're not here for the money. You're actually here for the people. It means a lot when an official low downs their money, like low down what their income is and everything like that. So it's very beautiful to see, man. And again, this guy just covered it good. Let's go.
To the fact that, just like always, it's the same story with like the rest of Russia. The problem with the majority of Russia is that nobody cares about the regions of this country. It's very rare that a city gets a good governor or a city gets a good mayor that actually cares about that city. Because, for example, for my city, Chelyabinsk, why is my city such a shithole? It's because pretty much every governor, pretty much every mayor that we ever had in the city for the last like 20 years, they've been sent out from Moscow and they have zero relation to Chelyabinsk. They don't care about the city. All they use the city for is to, you know, get as much money as they can and then just leave. The city just gets robbed of everything, it just gets completely destroyed, and the guy that came from Moscow just goes back to Moscow with all this money that he earns from this city, from this poor city of Chelyabinsk, you know? Well, Khabarovsk was actually a city that had a hope. It was one of these regions where they actually had a governor that actually cared and actually was doing some good. And the governor that, on top of everything, was not member of the United Russia Party, which very much annoyed Moscow. And now, since he got arrested, that basically removed all signs of hope for Khabarovsk. Because the people of Khabarovsk understand that because Furgal is gone, they're just gonna be replacing him with some shitheads from Moscow, which is just gonna be embezzling the city, you know, stealing money, being extremely corrupt. They're not gonna do any good for the city. And of course, everybody went out on the streets to protest that. And I just, my deepest respects and my biggest support is going out to the people of Khabarovsk right now. You know, you go, guys, you stand up. Nobody actually knows what this is gonna end up in yet, but just the fact that this is happening and that the police in Khabarovsk are actually on the side of the protesters and they're not cuffing people, they're not beating people up, they're not arresting literally everybody they see, including kids, women, whatever. That means that there is still hope in this country, and maybe someday when thousands go out on the streets of Moscow and the police gets an order to arrest everybody and, you know, shoot everybody, they will not do that. And instead they'll think about...
Let me pause here. So basically the police is normal people like everybody else, Slav, Russian, whatever they are. So I don't really think they're gonna go to that, but of course if you get brainwashed a lot, there's a lot of things that you can do. Now I know there's a lot of people who's gonna comment down below, Russia is not corrupt, it's Western propaganda. No, Russia is corrupt. There's a lot of corruption in Russia. Don't bullshit me on that. I'm not stupid and I'm not your little puppy, okay? I know there's a lot of corruption in Russia. There's a lot of corruption in Denmark too. Stop your fucking bullshit and stop living in a fairy tale. Because this guy has something right. Now, I really do hope that Russia has a democracy and they get free. And I hope the Russian people, they get to decide what they want. What they vote for. What they want. Because Russian people, they really do deserve it. So much war they've been through. So much pain they've been through. They deserve to count on their own faith. They deserve to be a people for themselves. To be, in order to, you know, be the boss of their own country, their own life, their own economy, their own thing. Russia really fucking deserves that, because Russia did a huge part in World War II. They did a huge part in every single war. Napoleon fucked them over. Everybody fucked them over. Russia deserves a freedom. Russia deserves to be a democracy country. And you know, every opinion is okay. Nobody needs to be oppressed. That's what I believe. But of course, I love Russia. I love your opinion. Comment down below. But we're not done yet. I guess we're done in 1 minute. So yeah, let's go.
Who they're fighting against. So yeah guys, that is going to be pretty much it for today's video, this video on Russian protests that are going around right now. I hope you guys did find this video interesting and entertaining. If you guys did, please make sure to slap the like on this video, and also guys, if you want to support my channel, support what I do on this channel, make sure to go over down in the description to my Patreon link, donate to it. I would gladly appreciate it. It helps me out a lot, financially supports me and my family. And also guys, another means of supporting me,
do that too with me, man.
In the description once again.
Alright, let's pause it. So go over to the guy if you want to support him, of course. He's a really good guy. He's a good YouTuber, good Russian YouTuber. I really do like the perspective that he talk about many things about Russia. He's not shy of going away from the political parties and not all these things, right? So yeah, it's really beautiful to see that a guy is this open-minded. But many people have a problem with the older people and the younger people in Russia, because the older people really want this oppression thing, and the younger people want to be more open and to the Western world and all this stuff. So I really do understand it. But my opinion on Russia is that what I just told you before 1 minute, you know what I mean? I should have kept it to this one, but I just want to say that Russian people deserve to be free. They deserve to be a free country for all the pain they got, for all the things they got. Like, I really hope this video will to change your mind a little bit, just to be open for what the young people, they actually trying to say to you, what they actually trying to talk. That there is a problem if one party is controlling Russia and they just sending everybody out and destroying everybody who's trying to bring democracy, and there's like a choice to choose. Because I think many Russian people, they feel like it doesn't really matter who they vote on, because it's always Putin that's going to be there and nobody else is going to be there. And you can't really have a country of that, because people, they like oppressed, and people, they can't do anything, and they can't talk about the government. It's really bad. Just look at China, right? China is a very horrible country. It's a beautiful country too, but a very horrible country with the Communist Party and everything, because they really oppress people. They really do everything they can just to, you know, quit everything that goes on, democracy, demonstrations, everything like that. So I really think that Russia really deserves a freedom. I really do think that Russia has got so much pounding that they deserve their own freedom. They deserve to be the people they are. Beloved, beautiful Russian people. So yeah. But yeah, without further ado, that's my opinion. Of course, if you don't agree, it's alright. Comment down below your opinion. I would love to hear it. So yeah. Anyway, guys and girls, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Be massively appreciated, of course. I really do enjoy these videos. I really like this guy. So go down and check him out too. He's a beautiful, wonderful guy. I really do love his content, the way that he does it. And please don't copy strike me. I'm sorry. I try to comment on your videos, but I really do love you, man. Appreciate you so much for your hard work and everything that you do for the country of Russia, man. Motherland, long live, of course. So if you really want to support this channel, we have 5,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it a lot. I really want to get to 10,000 subscribers, so it'll be massively appreciated if you would. Subscribe and hit that notification button so you get updated on the newest videos that come to this channel, of course, and you become a member of the JellyGoon squad. But anyway, guys and girls, go down and support Fuck or whatever his name is, and really do support the shit out of him. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm gonna see you into the next one.